Hey everyone, I just wanted to take a moment to just say thank you to all of the new listeners, to everyone for all of the support, and just all the messages that I've been receiving. It has been an absolutely amazing time reflecting on 2023, seeing the thousands of people we helped break into the industry, getting all the messages, and just being able to continue to help bless others break into this industry, to be able to help others have better surgeries, and then where the impact continues to go. It's been truly amazing, and I just wanted to say thank you to everyone and for all of the support, because again, I would not be here without all of you. And I am just so thankful that I get to work with so many amazing human beings that are driven individuals that want to make a difference in this world. And so I just want you all to know from the bottom of my heart, thank you for an amazing 2023. And I cannot wait for an amazing 2024, which leads me into, if you guys do not have a LinkedIn, you will need a LinkedIn. So make sure you go make a LinkedIn. Love to have you on LinkedIn. Jacob McLaughlin, new to medical device sales. You can come at us. Always happy to jump on a quick call. But the one thing I do want to let you all know is I am so excited about 2024 with the launch of our new to medical device sales website, the new one. If you've been on the old one, it's a little rough. Made that with a friend back in the day. We are now having a new website come out that will have close to 100 testimonial videos of students. The thing I have to have you think about, when was the last time you liked something so much, you purchased it, you took a video about it, and then you sent it to those people? I'll tell you, probably never. And we got almost 100 people in the last year who sent that to us. Again, our average person is breaking in 8.2 weeks at $94,478, who broke in 2023. It's an absolutely amazing time. But with that said, just like I had prefaced earlier, the price will be going up. But because of that, I want you all to know we offer multiple payment plans. And the most exciting, we will be offering funding, because I don't want money being the thing that holds you back, because even us raising prices, because it's just supply and demand, my friends, I get so many messages. We know the results we're getting. Like you heard a million times, we were getting 30x ROIs on most of our investments for our people in the 2 months. Even with where the prices are, 14x return on investment. Just so you guys know, people go to the stock market to try to get a 10% return on investment in a year. Our average person is getting 1,400% in the first 2 months, right? And then that's not even talking about the lifetime of the course, because if you go in, just remember the money you're coming in as is the least amount that you're ever going to make. So I just wanted to preface that to show you some of the exciting stuff that you're going to see. Is we will be offering funding, so money doesn't have to hold you back anymore. If you really are committed to breaking into medical device sales, we will work with you. Just understand, we don't work with just anybody. We only take people that are fully committed, that are ready to go, and it has to be a good fit, because again, I still run the Western United States of America for Innovis Medical. It's a great journey. But the thing I'm saying that is I don't have time for people who aren't committed, who are like, it sounds good, but I don't have time for buts. Like I say on all of our phone calls, we are here to help the committed, hence why we get people hired in 2 months or under. Again, shout out to Chelsea, broke in with Stryker in under 3.5 weeks. Proud of you. More success stories that we have. Don't take a word I say. Go on to all the video testimonials and go look back at the podcast for the last year and a half, and you'll see everyone from our course who's talking about how they used our course and were able to break in. So just wanted to get that out of the way. I'm so excited to be bringing you a podcast that is going to help you break in to medical device sales in 2024. And let's get into it. Welcome back to New to Medical Device Sales. I am your host, Jacob McLaughlin, and we are coming to you today for the first episode of 2024. I am so excited to be coming to you all. It's been such a fun year in 2023, seeing all the people that we were able to impact, help break in. But again, our goal in 2024 is to make that an even bigger impact of helping more people break in to medical device sales, have a positive impact once they get into the industry, and help you all succeed at the goals that you guys are going for. Again, always coming from a place of abundance, want to just give back, hence why we've been making podcasts for the last 3+ years. And we have over 200 episodes. So for example, if this is your first episode, you found us on YouTube podcast, which I've been getting a lot of messages, go back, look at the YouTube or the podcast. We have plenty of episodes for you all to go into, especially if you're college seniors. We have multiple videos and podcasts with people breaking in as seniors and being able to get in before they even graduate. So the reason I just say that, go do your research. Would love to connect with you all. But I'm going to jump right into it because I want to give you guys as much impact. I want to give you as much resources to be successful in 2024. And so that is why the title of this is going to be Breaking into Medical Device Sales in 2024. And so the thing that I hear all the time is, hey, Jacob, it's something I'm thinking about. It's what I'm looking into. I've kind of looked at a couple of your videos. And then there's also the other side of, hey, I've been trying to break in. I just talked to someone the other day, been trying to break in for 2 years. and it's not happening, right? So the reason I'm making this episode is let's change that in 2024. Let's have you break into medical device sales and be successful. And so it's just going to be giving you guys what's going to help, what helps our students, what I'm teaching in our course, to the point of what's the overarching things that I see that most people have problems breaking into medical device sales. So number one, what are your goals? Now, this sounds like an easy question to ask, but the thing that I can tell you after talking to thousands of people last year and talking to literally hundreds of people a month for the last multiple years is I will say, what's your goal? Break into medical device sales. And what? Well, that's it. Okay. Do you know how much money you want to work or make? Do you know how much you want to work? Do you know what the goal is in 2 to 3 to 4 years that you are trying to achieve to, right? What companies are kind of your favorite? You might not know, and you might not know the division. That's okay. You're going to figure it out as you go, but you have to have somewhat of an idea as you're starting to get into this. Because again, let's just say, hey, I like Medtronic or Johnson & Johnson or Stryker or Smith, name the company. But guess what's going to happen? If you at least have an idea, you can then start reaching out to those people, and then you're going to get a fast idea of like, I like this company. The people from this company or division are really great. They seem like they love it. Or what you might find is the people from this division or company I don't like, right? The one thing I'm just going to sit here and tell you all, we've helped 1,500 plus people break into medical device sales by the time of this recording, with and without sales experience. And the reason I'm telling you that is stop, for the love of Pete. Stop listening to people who are in medical device sales telling you that it will never happen, that it can't do it, because I can sit here and tell you, guess what? They're not. Top performers that are helping people break into medical device sales. Because I hear on a daily basis from our students, Jacob, I talked to this rep. They said I'll never be able to break in, and they'll never. And I'm like, what's my story? What have I helped you all do? What's Dorian Scotts, who was a UNLV track coach at 41 years old? Shout out Dorian, proud of you. Now with Intuitive. He's never supposed to break in because he doesn't have sales, clinical experience. He's over the age of 30 that many people call me and they're like, I'm 33. I think I'm too old. No, you're not. But the reason I'm saying that is everyone's like, but this person said. Let me just remind you guys. I talked to a rep that told me I suck because it was COVID and I was trying to break into med device sales. I had talked to over 150 people at that point, and he told me I must suck because I can't break into medical device sales and I must just be absolutely horrible and I should just give up. And just so you know, a month later had 4 job offers because we finally came out of COVID and we finally were hiring again. And just so you know, I took a job at the exact same position he was, territory manager, and guess who quit within 2 months? That person. So the reason I tell you that is if I would have taken that advice from that person, guess where I would never be? Medical device sales. The reason I'm telling you that is stop listening to people who aren't doing everything that you want to do. The reason I'm saying that is people will be like, well, they work at Stryker or they work at this company, so I must take every word that they say for gold. That's just stupid, because I'll sit here and tell you guys, the only reason I give you advice is I've done it with 1,500 plus people plus myself. And I just let my experience show you guys that. But also, I'll sit here and tell you, challenge every word I say. Go talk to other people, see if it lines up. It would be silly for you to just go talk to a random person you messaged on LinkedIn, don't know anything about, that there's no value, hence why I've documented the last 3.5 years of my life, plus more. You can see when I was a personal trainer, so you can see the whole journey and know that it's real. You can see all the people that we've had on here to know that it's real, right? Not just Jeff from Stryker or Sharon from Smith & Nephew telling you that you're going to suck. Because the last thing I'll say that, and then I'll go somewhere else with this, is you just have to understand, you are going into an industry that is full of salespeople. What do salespeople have? Egos. What do egos usually show? If they're not performing, good God, if I can't do this, you can't do that. Goes back to the saying I always say, my friends, eagles don't fly with pigeons. Everybody told me I want to break in. Got 4 offers. Everybody told me I want to be successful. We're doing all right. Everybody told me we want to be able to help break people in without sales experience. We've helped 1,400, now 1,500 as of this month, plus people break into medical device sales. We've helped people with no degrees break into medical device sales. That's impossible because they didn't have degrees, sales experience, clinical experience, anything. Guess what? We got them hired, right? So the reason I'm telling you all that is you need to write a goal, and then by having the goal, you're going to start figuring it out. But stop taking advice from people who aren't absolutely crushing it and doing what they want. Because the last thing I'll say to that is you want to know what winners do, encourage other winners. Because I'll sit here and tell you why I started the podcast the way I did. I come from a place of abundance. Why? You getting hired doesn't take my job. You getting hired doesn't take money away out of my pocket. But welcome to a lot of salespeople. They think if they're telling you stuff, you now became competition, coming from a lack of, oh my gosh, they're going to come in and they might be better than me. Hence why I sit here and tell you a lot of people that we break in, I'm like, hey, get ready for reps not to like you right away, because there's Sharon or Johnny or Greg or whoever the heck you want to name that's been there for 14 years, and you're going to break what they've done in a year and a half and what they did in 14 years, and now they don't like you. Why? People get scared when people come in and they're hungry. And then guess what? You'll get comments. You'll get backhanded. Oh, you're too good. All of it comes. But you got to focus on why you're doing what you're doing and having the community and people to support you. And that's literally what this podcast is about, to tell you it's possible. Because please just watch. Don't even take my advice from it. Take all the people. Go listen to the last year and a half of podcasts and all the people that we've helped, from 21-year-olds still in college to 41-year-olds that were track coaches breaking in and older. That's a little piece of advice is, what are your goals? What are you actually going to do? Where do you want to go? And you might not have it perfect, but you actually have to have something to aim at, right? Because just saying, I want to break into medical device sales, what does that do? Right? That's number one. Number two, game plan. Most people will be, I want to break into medical device sales. And then number one thing I hear, I don't even know where to start. Well, my friends, we have almost 200 episodes plus at this point. Free advice. Go listen to the 200 free episodes I have. And I can promise you, by the time you get done with all those episodes, you will know exactly where to start. Now, if you don't want to spend the months and months of content, hence why we have a course. Save you time, money, get in, bam. Now you just do what you do, right? But again, I want to give you guys free options because I want to just provide you value. So again, have a game plan, actually go, because what is it? You just shotgunning, hey, I'm interested in med device sales. You're not going to get a job. You're not going to get anyone to call you back. Why would you reply back to that? If some random stranger was like, hey, call me because I want your job. You'd be like, who are you? But that's exactly what you all are doing. You just don't look at it that way, right? It's easy to see it from one lens, but you guys, if you flip the cap, you'd be like, well, yeah, I want to reply back to that. But that's what you guys sent. So that's an easy number two, game plan. Number three, if you all see the post that I made on LinkedIn the other day, it was me and my scrubs, and it was the first time I ever put on scrubs. It did very well. People are really liking it. A lot of comments from people that are in the industry 15 plus years. And the reason I'm saying this is it was talking about how amazing it was the first time going from a personal trainer to putting scrubs on. I wasn't even a rep yet, but I got the opportunity to be in the surgery, and I got to see what was happening and how much the teamwork was for the patient on the table, and see where the rep played a huge part and got a coach. And it just made me fall in love with it. But the biggest thing I talked about on the second part of that post was committing. Even today, you guys, I get on so many calls, 5, 10 a day, with everybody saying, I want to break into medical device sales. I'm fully committed, but your butt stinks. They don't do anything. The reason you have not broken in is because of your butts. I will, but I want to, but I made a post the other day for our people who follow me on Instagram. And the reason I say this is everything you want in life is on the other side of hard. You want to be fit? It's hard to work out. It's hard to eat clean. It's hard to not drink all the time. It's hard to, yes, I don't know what else to say. Yes, it is hard. You're trying to come into an industry where the average person is going to make almost $200,000. You're going to be in the top 10% of Americans just financially being in this industry with the opportunity to be in the top 1% of Americans, which is one of the wealthiest countries in the world, right? It's hard. I don't know what else to say because I have so many people who are like, but Jacob, I messaged 4 people and they didn't respond back to me. And you're trying to come into a sales job talking to surgeons who spent 12 years in school and sell a device, and you think that by doing that you should have a job? That's why you don't make it. The other part of it is, let me just sit here and tell you all to the camera, it's because majority of you are entitled. Oh, no, Jacob, not me. You think you sent 4 messages, you should have a job. You think that you're some God's gift to this earth. So by you messaging somebody at one of those companies, that they should just deserve to give you their time. My friends, the moment you realize you don't deserve anything, you will have so much success. So I actually just come from a place of I don't deserve anything, and I'm just going to work my living face off and work hard. I will promise you, just those 2 are a recipe for success. But I can sit here and tell you, most people don't commit because most people will be like, I'll be like, hey, Go network. Yeah, I called 4 people. You called 4 people and you think you're going to get a job? Are you kidding me? Oh, I'm like, hey, go on LinkedIn, make sure you're networking. Yeah, I added 5 people. You think adding 5 people a day is going to change your life? Oh, do follow-ups. This is the number one I can say, even in our course. I say follow up. And everyone's like, hey, Jacob, I'm struggling. And I'm like, great. When did you talk to this rep? 4 weeks ago. When was the last time you contacted them? 4 weeks ago. The reason you guys aren't breaking in, you sent a call and you're like, oh my gosh, it went great. And you sent one thank you text and that was it. Do you think in medical device sales, I go meet with a doctor once or see them once and say, hey doc, my name's Jacob. I work for Innovis. I sell this. And they're like, oh my gosh, give me all here's my money. Yes, we want it all. No. Follow up, meeting, lunch, follow up. Some deals are going to move faster than other, but like, let me just say this because I've said it a million times on our podcast. I can have my dog do one call, put him on and have him pant, and call it good. I can type out and just have my dog touch my phone and press send. That's a follow-up text. Can you do it twice, 3 times, 4 times? Hence the whole Excel sheet, why you guys should be keeping track of who you talk to, when you talk to them, notes from the conversation. So when you do a follow-up, you can say, hey, Rob, hope the family's doing great, because on your original phone call with Rob, you found out that he has 2 kids, that he's married, he's been in the industry for 4.5 years, and blah. It's about caring and doing stuff like that, compared to you all think, I talked to him, going back to the entitled part is, I talked to him, now I sent a second message, and it's not happening. What the heck? That's why you guys aren't breaking in. So it goes back to, you got to commit. Now going back into interview success, then I'll talk to people who will be like, oh, Jacob, I got an interview, so I'm good. If you don't know the difference between interview 1, 3, 5, and 7, which just so you all know, we have free podcasts that go over this. But if you don't know the difference before, how are you supposed to win? And then when you don't have sales experience or clinical experience, how are you supposed to beat out the people who have sales experience and clinical experience and know the sales interview process? You're not. Hence why you guys haven't broke in yet. Then going to the whole conversation from there is then it will be like, I just had this conversation. I currently have 4 students in final interviews. You know what my conversation with them every single time is? Literally just one of the conversations were like, Jacob, they already called me. I'm the favorite. I just have to meet with the VP and I have the job. And I said, and you better be putting the foot on the gas and giving them no reason to ever wonder why they're giving you the job. Because what most people do that I still talk to is they take the foot off the gas. They told me I'm the favorite, so I got it in the bag. So I'm just going to chill. That's why you're not hired. What happens when you go take your foot off the gas and then someone else brings it in the final interview and they might have a little more experience than you? Or they have something. So then when they actually put you guys on paper, they're like, yeah, this was our favorite, but this person actually really showed up and this person actually has maybe a little more, or we see something else that they really brought. That's how people lose. Compared to if they already told you you're the favorite, I literally told our students, you better act like you're the underdog, nobody likes you, and that you have to prove yourself to get this job that you got told you're the underdog. Because if you come with that mindset, guess what? You'll be successful and you'll break in because you'll put in so much more work. You'll come prepared and they will be like, there is no thoughts in our mind that this is the right candidate. My friends, it's the same thing in medical device sales. Do you think you're going to be a top 10 performer? You think you're going to go get big deals done? If you're just like, got a deal done today, better just chill. No, like, let's just say, like, for example, this morning, got a nice big fat PO in my inbox this morning. Okay, so did I just do nothing? No. Then after that, process the PO. Then it's setting up meetings, setting up calls, cold reach out, following up with people. Like, it's still doing that to the drum off 3 more meetings today. It doesn't stop. Going back to everything I teach you guys, you got to do the job to get the job. It's not just doing the little stuff to be like, oh, I break in. But I can sit here and tell you guys, just from talking to so many people, so many people come from a place of like, I'm deserving, I'm entitled, I should have it because I sent 4 messages. I got a 4-year degree, so I should come in at $100,000. You got a 4-year degree that you don't even want to use and you don't know what to do, and you got schooled because you just paid $100,000 for a degree that's going to pay you $40,000. AKA, stop coming in entitled because you made a silly goose actual mistake of like, oh, this is what I do. Now again, go get your degree. It's what you need to get in this industry. I'm not going to say that, but well, it helps. You don't need it in this, but it will help you. But the reason I'm just telling it, stop coming in at 21, 22, 24 years old and be like, Jacob, I won't even consider a job at under $100,000 when you make $33,000 or less a year. How about you make 50 or 60 or 70 first, and then we can talk about the 100? Because I can sit here and tell you, that was one of my conversations with my mentor when I was in fitness. I'm telling him how I want to make $100,000 a year, and I'm not even making $50,000 a year. And he looked at me and he's like, are you kidding me? How about you make 50 and then you can talk to me about the 100? Just so you know, we have 23-year-olds that are going to be coming in. It's in the process, so I'm so excited when we announce it, that is going to come in at over 6 figures. Why? Works their face off. Works their face off. So hard working, has proven no stone unturned. That's how it's done. But most people that I'm talking to under the age of 30 and even above 30, it's, I have this sales experience. That means nothing because you haven't sold to a surgeon before. If I ask you, hey, what's SPD like? Because you sold at a B2B place and you say, I don't know, then there you go. Stop acting like you deserve $100,000 because you don't know, right? It's the entitled trap that everybody gets put in. The thing that I'll just teach you guys, and this is what we help with, and we have podcasts about it, is how do you even handle doing the right things all the way so you get multiple job offers? So the thing that I, again, just see about is like, I just had a conversation with somebody today. The most things I can say is, what if I get you an interview? That's not hard. I can get my dog an interview now after doing this so much. Literally, we have people now reaching out to us who want to have our people, right? The reason I'm saying that is because, like, just to give you guys an idea, just had a person reach out. They're like, hey, do you have anyone in Seattle for me? Connections help. But the reason I'm sitting here telling you all this is when you guys don't know if I got you an interview today, but then I got you an offer tomorrow, is it a good offer? How do you know if you're taking the right one? Because you'll hear my podcast and be like, oh, well, our average person comes in at almost $95,000 and all this good stuff. And then you're like, yeah, that's what I should come in. But what happens if you got offered a $95,000? It's strictly commission. They don't give you a car stipend. Is it good? Is it not? You don't know. It's not doing the research and, again, leaving any stone unturned. So the reason I made this podcast today, in 2024, I need you to strip your egos. I need you to strip that you're so amazing, that you're God's gift to the earth. When you don't even know the difference between associate, territory manager, regional manager, you don't know the difference between endoscopy to LigaSure as an actual product, to an actual capital sale, to actual all the different med tech. Like, when you don't know any of that and acting like you're God's gift to the earth, and then you don't put in the work, you don't reach out to people, you don't prep for interviews, you don't, because the last thing I have to say is what you've done to this point to get you a job for 50 to 100 grand is not the same you have to do to get into med device sales. That's going to be a top 10% just for being in the industry. And that's the last thing you guys all need to hear. It's literally insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. What you've done to make a job for $50,000 to $80,000, which is the cap, right, when you get in, is not the same when you're coming into med device sales, where a lot of times bases are more than that. And then you also have commission, right? You can't do, hence why we do everything that we're doing for you all, is you can't do what you've always done for a job that's $40,000. Because guess what? We've gotten people placed, like we literally just did it, somebody who had no experience coming in at over $130,000. Guess what? You can't prep like you did when you got the job for 75 grand. Not the same. Because also understand, at that $130,000 mark is the least amount of money he will ever make in med device sales. So, my friends, what I need from you in 2024 is to fully commit. All in, do the research, go do the things that you need to do. Again, this is why I'm just sitting here telling you, if you are really committed, that's why we do what we do. Because it's not just saying us, oh, here, it sounds good. Go listen to all the free stuff that we put out. And it's more in depth and it has more resources than anybody else. And the reason I'm just saying that, all we do is save you all time and money for the fact of Chelsea getting hired with Stryker in 3.5 weeks. Well, gosh, that doesn't suck. But most of you have been listening for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months and be like, yeah, I think I'm going to try to make the jump now. And then I'm like, what do you do if I get you an interview today and you get into the second round? There's your problem. You don't know. So the reason I'm just saying that, we now have the funding option if you are like, no, I can't afford whatever. Again, return on investment. That's how I run our business. And the only thing is, the reason we charge what we charge is, A, we know we're not even nearly close to the peak of what other people are trying to do and charging for what they do in this industry. But the reason I'm also saying that is we know where we're at. Our average person in 2 months will get a return on investment over 1,400% in medical device sales just by getting hired. Right? Because our people come in higher because we get multiple job offers. We teach them how to leverage those offers and make sure it's the right fit, etc. Right? You've all heard the pitch before. So the reason I'm just saying that, if you guys are really serious, click the link below. We can help you. If not, don't need $1 from you. I still make my money doing medical device sales. So the reason I'm saying that, here's all the free content. I hope it's extremely helpful for you all. And I just want you to know, I want you to win. I want you to win in 2024. I want you to break into medical device sales. I want you to achieve all of your goals so you can go and change your life, your family's lives, the patient's lives, everybody's life, and have a positive impact on this world. And if you press the like and subscribe button, it would help us. If you can leave us a 5-star review, helps us grow this channel. And lastly, if you think this will be helpful, I would really ask that you share it to somebody that you know. But also, one thing I've done a horrible job at, if this provides value, I would love to see it on LinkedIn. I'd love for you all to tag us, tag New to Medical Device Sales, tag Jake McLaughlin with it, and just being able to see the value, because we know the impact that we're having with the messages, but I'd love to even see it, because we're also, if you go to our New to Medical Device Sales, you'll just see the people that we repost when they're getting their jobs, right? And so I just want to continue to help people, bless people, and just have a positive impact on this world. So would love to hear from you. If you have questions, feel free to reach out on all the socials. Jacob McLaughlin, New to Medical Device Sales. We're on literally every social you can ever imagine. The most active is going to be LinkedIn. So would love to see you all there. Come and give us a follow, and we can love to connect. And then also, I just want you all to know, I want you to win again. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.